Are you looking for a program to start a business, grow an existing one, or manage your personal finances? Your search stops right here. Join Mukonke Mukonkela from Inside Partners Africa every Tuesdays at 7:20 hours on the Ndalama Insights Business Show, a program that gives you the best and most practical, actionable insights. Radio 4 of the Zambia National Broadcasting Corporation. It is a good morning and welcome to the Ndalama Insights Business Show. Today, we'll take a reflective journey through 2023, revisiting the impactful financial discussions we've had and looking ahead to the exciting changes waiting us in 2024. Joining me is our renowned financial expert and entrepreneur, Mokonke Mokonkela. Good morning, Mokonke, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Leslie. How are you doing?
Very well, and how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Finally, it's raining. So happy.
Yeah, an investment in agriculture maybe will pay off.
Yeah.
It's been worrying me quite a bit. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
So to think that, the last rains rained a little bit, then the sprouted, and they're like how long? Like maybe 20, 30 centimeters. And then all of a sudden, you've got a dry spell. So I'm hoping that these rains will sort of spur things and we'll actually have
I think so.
harvest of some sort.
You will have a bountiful harvest.
Definitely. Thank you.
God bless you.
All right. Now our journey basically began with the concept of financial independence, emphasizing the importance of long-term planning. Why is financial independence so crucial?
Thank you, Leslie. So first, before we even get to this discussion, this is the last radio program we're having for 2023, and I would really love to just show my appreciation to you for being consistent. Thank you so much. You've been a very wonderful host, as well as to ZNBC for making sure that the Ndalama Insights was successfully conducted. So many thanks to you all. And also to the listeners and the viewers that have been listening into this program. It's been a great 2023. I've enjoyed doing this program with you guys, and I hope for more next year. So, having said that, Leslie, we started by looking at the journey to financial freedom, and I felt that it was necessary that as Zambians, we start embracing this journey of financial freedom, realizing that it's a journey, it's not a marathon, it is something we need to do slowly in order for us to attain. And all financial freedom means really is to make sure that you have your monies planned well and you are living a happy life without financial stress. You're achieving your goals, your family is happy, and you're just well off financially without really depending on a job or any particular person. You've sorted out your finances personally, you know where you're going, you know how much you need, and you're living a comfortable life within your financial means without being a burden on others or without depending on anyone else. And that is what this journey to financial freedom is about. It is not about accumulative massive wealth or becoming the richest person in the world or in Zambia. It is really about your personal goals and what kind of life you want to live. And that is where we started from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, that makes perfect sense. But when you tackle the essential step of assessing one's current financial situation, what are the key tools and strategies that individuals should use?
Thanks, Leslie. So, for you to understand the financial journey you are on, you need to analyze your current financial situation, and that is something we spent quite a lot of time looking at. We looked at the budget as a very important tool to utilize. Many people are afraid of budgeting for whatever reasons, but simply look at the budget as a plan of how you are going to utilize your money, or telling your money, what it's going to do for you or how it should behave, rather than letting you behave according to what the money is dictating to you, so that you have control over your finances. And that is what the budgeting enables you to do. As well as the budget also enables you to see areas where you are overspending unnecessarily, so that you can take control of your finances and also think of the long term, saving for the long term, so that eventually you can even start pulling out of this financial dependency on a salary or an income, but eventually start building assets. Which brings me to the other side of what we had considered. We really emphasize the fact that you should not depend solely on a salary or one income source, but you should also aim to build your assets. Ensure that you are building a net worth, meaning that you've got more assets, more than the liabilities or debt that you've incurred. And so this is what these are some of the essential steps we looked at in terms of analyzing your current financial situation.
Now, building on that foundation, we discussed designing an effective savings plan. How does effective saving contribute to a stable financial future?
Thanks, Leslie. So when we look at savings, we it was emphasized that you need to save money. Don't use all the money that you earn from your salary or from your business, but learn to save a little bit. You can save a proportion if you want. You can say, I will save 30% of my salary to ensure that I invest this money for to build my net worth or to build my assets. That's a decision you can make. So the important thing is you're setting aside money so that you can invest in assets that are then going to take care of you later on. That is the importance of savings. In addition to this, we also looked at the importance of having an emergency fund. So you don't just save to invest, but you also save for emergencies as well. I mean, we reflected back on COVID and the fact that, especially for businesses, those businesses that were able to have a buffer, a stock of cash, managed to pull through COVID. The ones that did not have a buffer or some kind of emergency fund really struggled to pull through COVID. On a personal level as well, you need to ensure that you are saving some money for emergencies so that you don't rely on expensive external borrowing, maybe going to Shylocks, going to very expensive interest loans, but really just depending on what you've saved as an emergency in your emergency fund. And so this is what we had looked at in terms of savings.
Now,
Mm.
retirement planning and pension funds are close to many hearts. What insights can you share regarding securing a comfortable and stress free retirement?
Thanks, Leslie. So part of what we looked at in terms of retirement was really that retirement should also be one of your long-term goals. It should not be something just your employers are interested in. I think with the partial withdrawal, NAPSA's partial withdrawal, which we saw in 2023 coming on board, people now really understand the importance of pension contributions that work towards our retirement fund. But then retirement is about saving money for use when you are not able to work, when you don't have the energy or the strength to work. And so even as we are withdrawing our partial withdrawals from NAPSA, we need to realize that we are actually, reducing on the amount of money that we will have post our retirement or when we are not able to work. And so retirement should be a goal to ensure that we save enough money so that we can utilize it even upon retirement. And for me, this should be one of your goals in addition to investing goals. Because when you're investing even for the long term. So retirement should be part of this goal. And in fact, it should be like an extra safety net for you because you have, the statutory regulated retirement fund, NAPSA, which every employee and employer is required to contribute to, utilize that. But if you've got more resources, also ensure you have a private retirement fund. We've got quite a number of institutions that can help you with that. And very important that you consider this as well. It is all part of your long-term finance planning.
Mhm. Now, we also looked at investing for growth and considered different investment vehicles.
Mhm.
How did these discussions broaden our listeners' perspectives on wealth building opportunities?
Thanks. So there was quite a lot that we looked at, Leslie. If you recall, we looked at government bonds, we looked at treasury bills, we looked at investing in the stock market. We also looked at property and real estate investment. Most of our focus for this year was really on government bonds, and it was interesting. We managed to really understand investing in government bonds, and there was great news that came along during the year where the Bank of Zambia introduced the investor portal, which is an online platform that investors in government securities can now utilize to invest their money if they want to invest in government bonds and treasury bills. And so 2023 for me was very exciting because I also got to put some investments in long-term government bonds, which is really, really good. And I'm hoping to see how this turns out in the long term. And so this was really exciting news. But then towards the end of the year, we saw another announcement from Bank of Zambia that really has set a new path for us in 2024 that I'm going to talk about very soon.
Okay, it is something we need to talk about, definitely.
Yeah.
Now we also, explored the powerful concept of diversifying income streams. How does it contribute to creating a resilient financial foundation?
So for investors that really follow this program this year, diversification is important. Just look at what has happened with government bonds. Right now, for me, there's quite a lot of uncertainty as to what kind of returns we are going to be making on government bonds. And we're going to talk about this new change very soon. So the importance of diversification is to ensure that you are protecting your investments. Don't focus just on one investment vehicle. Or as is commonly said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Ensure that you are covered. So that is why we went out and spoke about other investment vehicles like real estate, like the stock market, or investing in shares, unit trusts, and other investments. So don't put your eggs in one basket. Consider all angles, and this is something that we're going to really pay attention to next year.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a short break, but we will be right back. It is ZMDC, and you're still listening to the Ndalama Insights radio show. You are still listening to the Ndalama Insights Business Show, brought to you by Insight Partners Africa. Leave your comment or question on Mukonki's YouTube channel. The Ndalama Insights, turning your challenges into actionable insights. And welcome back to the final edition of the 2023 Dalama Insights Radio Show. And of course, with me in the studio is Mukonke Mukonkela. Now, Mukonke, looking ahead, what exciting topics and discussions can our listeners expect in 2024?
Thanks, Leslie. 2024 is really going to be exciting because now that we have a light shone on this path, this journey to financial freedom, we know clearly what we need to do. And we are going to take some deeper reflections on mostly everything that we've covered so far, but also venture out into new discussions. First of all, let's reflect back on the new adjustment to the government bonds, selling of government bonds in Zambia. If you've been following, Leslie, the Bank of Zambia announced that instead of selling or bonds at a discount, which is what we used to buy, using the discount method, now they'll be selling bonds at par value, meaning that if you want to buy 100,000 face value bonds, you now need to have the entire 100,000 amount in your bank account, and that is the amount Bank of Zambia is going to buy. And at the end of the bond, when the bond matures, they'll give you back the 100,000. But now the coupon rate will be determined at the auction, meaning that instead of the cutoff price being determined at the auction, which is what currently transpires, it is the coupon rate that will be determined at the auction. And for me, what I see is that we are essentially remaining with one source of income. If you're going to have your investment mature with Bank of Zambia, you are remaining with one source of income, which is the coupon income. And the first bid that is going to take place under this method is going to be in January 2024. We don't know what kind of coupon rates are going to be offered. I'm hoping that they're going to be slightly higher, but this is going to be up for bidding. And so it is a new journey that we are venturing into. I've seen other countries do this, but I don't know how it's going to work in Zambia. My initial thoughts have been, because the benefit is going to be in ensuring that you can offload this investment on the secondary market, which is the LUSE. And therefore, there's quite a lot of work that I think both LUSE and Bank of Zambia is going to have to do in 2024 to assure the investors that this is the right path to take. Because if I want to offload, if and this is also tagged against the performance of the economy. So Bank of Zambia's initial thoughts are this is going to be tagged against how the interest rates or the economy is performing. So where interest rates are going up, we expect coupon rates also to go up. But then that also results in your current bond probably not being as valuable on the secondary market. The secondary market is simply another platform where you can sell your investment in the bond and make a profit if everything is going well for you. And so I see a lot of work that the Lusaka Securities Exchange needs to do in order for this new avenue to work. as well as for Bank of Zambia. But this is something that we were, almost towards the end of the year, brought to light in terms of government bonds. And for me, this is going to bring a whole new lot of discussions with regards to government bonds. I thought we had already, closed our discussions and were comfortable. We were now starting to invest, but now we're trending on new changes that we need to communicate to our investors, to our listeners, our subscribers, and see how we are going to, get around this. So that is something we're going to focus more a lot on, as well as us investing in shares and stocks. For me, that is something I want to focus on more next year. We will try to venture into other, vehicles. I will tip my toes in these cryptocurrencies and bitcoins and see what they are all about. So there's quite a lot that we are going to also look at next year.
Definitely a lot to talk about. Now, what role, though, does the Ndalama Insights Business Show play in fostering financial empowerment?
So the Ndalama Insights Radio program, Leslie, is a program for businesses, entrepreneurs, as well as individuals. In the past, we focused more on SMEs, helping SMEs grow their businesses. This year, particularly, we focused on individuals, how we manage our personal finances. And I think this is the path we're going to take even going forward. We want to equip the citizenry in terms of how they can manage their finances and make well informed decisions. And this is very critical, especially during these times when we've seen our cost of living really increasing and the prices of goods and services are going up, as can be seen through the inflation, the kwacha depreciation, and all of these other economic factors. And so it is still a path that we're going to focus on even next year, individual personal finance management. And having said this, I know I haven't spoken much about the training that I'm offering, which is in January. It was supposed to be in December, but there's a training that I'm calling Money Mastery, setting a clear path to your financial freedom, which is going to be in January on the 18th and 19th at the Radisson Blue. So for those that have been following this program, it is everything we've been discussing on this program, but with a practical aspect, interesting guests, and actionable discussions. So it's going to be in January 18th and 19th at the Radisson Blue. It's Money Mastery. It's everything we've discussed. And if you're interested, you can contact me. And then I'll give you further information.
Great.
Yes.
Well, Mukonki, thank you very much for coming through to the show. And of course, dedication to financial education. If one just takes time to actually listen to this show, there is a lot to learn, and especially when you have an opportunity to go through to the YouTube page, you can ask all some of these personal questions. It's like getting a financial advice for free. Financial advice is quite expensive, huh? And most people don't know this. But financial advice is actually quite expensive. But if you can get it for free, you should appreciate it. And I think this is what ZMBC and the Ndalama Insights Show has been
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah. Thanks so much to ZNBC. I think this program has done really well. Thanks to ZNBC. I mean, Leslie, I don't know if you've been across Zambia. I've traveled to Solwezi, to Choma, and others. There's always an ardent listener, and it's really good.
Definitely. Well, have a great day and thanks for coming through. Enjoy the Christmas and the New Year.
Thank you so much to the listeners and have a fantastic the rest of the year and a fabulous beginning to 2024.
You have been listening to Ndalama Insights Business Show.